Hello. I just wanted to go over a few quick features of Design Space. I'm starting out on a blank canvas. So the first thing I wanted to go over was the contour feature, which is good if you're going to be layering your vinyl, or if you have an image, or well, I should say an SVG, and there's some parts of it that you really don't need. Or when you clean it up, there's like those little specks and things like that that pop up. So the first thing, let's see. Yeah, see, that image was already an SVG. So let me do this one. I'm just going to insert it. Okay, so this contour feature only works on SVGs, and it's not giving me an option to contour, so let me ungroup it. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do a different one because this one was one that I purchased, so it already comes separate. Or and another thing that you could use this for is if you have an Afro girl, or if you have a lady and you want to add some color to her lips, or even just to her face, you can use the contouring feature. I should have had my image already ready, but oh, you know what? She's good for contouring. Where did she go? This lady been all around the world. I done seen her with so many different designs and sports teams, like cancer awareness and all of that. So let's see. All right. So you start out with your image. She's really big, so let me take her down. And the quickest way to resize an image is to just do it up here. I mean, you can do it like this. I guess that is the quicker way. But if you already know your measurements, you can go ahead and just type them in as opposed to trying to figure it out. But for her, so to contour, you see how the light is on? Well, the button is lit up down here. So I'm going to duplicate it. You want to duplicate it first because I use contouring for removing pieces that I don't need and also for layering vinyl. So let's say we want to give her some color. We want to put her a cute earring on, some lipstick, make her shirt a color, bracelets, and all of that. You duplicate it. You're going to duplicate it as many times as you need to. But I'm going to do a basic red. So I'm going to hit the contour button down here. And this is the screen that comes up. So you hit hide all contours, and you basically get this silhouette. So if I was to close this right now, this is what you'll get because everything else is hidden. So I'm going to go back to contour over here in the corner. So everything is still hidden. I really don't want that. Let me say I'm going to add some melanin to her skin. Not the necklace. You can click on the parts that you want to add the color to, or you can go over here in the column and select them manually. I prefer to just click because I know exactly where I want it. And then you just close this little box up here. So now we're left with just the eye and face and hand. So let's say we're going to make her a brown girl. So you take that like so, and bam. Like I said, this is a good method for layering. A lot of people have questions, or let me see on this one now. I am going to hide that. Hide her face. Well, let's hide everything. But I want to get her lips, her earring, her jacket. I think that's a piece of jacket. Okay, so I don't want her silhouette. I forgot to check that off. Okay. Her buttons, we're gonna make them a different color. Some of these access pieces, let's see, I think I left a few of them, but let's just see what we got now. Okay. So now we have her. Let's do red. But you know what? I did not duplicate her again. So let's go back. And I can really just unhide everything instead of doing it that way. Let's hit show all contours. So there she is. So we're going to duplicate her. I'm going to do it a few times because I want to make a few changes to her. So I'm just going to slide her over here. We may change that hair color and everything, but we'll see. Okay, let's hide everything. And let's get this jacket. Her earring. And her lips. Because we want all that to be red. Okay. Let's see if I can line it up without the silhouette. Probably not. Okay. So now she's got a little color on her face. She's got a little color on her lips. Her earring. It's not lined up 100%. Right, but sometimes it could be a little harder. So this is the before and this is the after contour. You can even make her have a little brown eye. You can change her little beads, or not beads, her necklace. You can do all of that. You can make her buttons a different color if you like. But just note how many layers you'll have, because each section will be a different layer. Each color would be, something else that you have to apply in. But you can do all the red at one time. You can do all the brown at one time and all the black at one time. So I'm going to take this part. I'm going to hide everything. Just want to see something. Oh, because this little piece. So when this happens right here, because her hair and her eyes are just really like one piece, um, I open my Paint 3D software that's on here, and I basically just draw a really thin line, and that way I can change her hair without messing with her eyes. So and that's it. That is how you add color, and that is how you use the contour feature. And you got to hopefully you do a better job with the layering than what I'm doing, because on the screen it's harder to do it. I think that's her skin too. Yeah. But that is it. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, I know it was kind of all over the place, but I just want to show you how easy Design Space is to use. It does have its faults. I'm not even going to lie, because you're only, let's say I wanted to do a print and cut, you're only allowed to print 6.75 by 9.25. And that doesn't always work if you have a customer who has like 3X's. I need to send that to the back. This always needs to be at the back. There. That's as good as she gonna get on here today. All right, so that's the contour. So like I said, contour can be for anything that you don't want, or if you're going to layer. So when this cuts out, all of this is going to cut black, and all of this will be brown, obviously, so on and so forth. Let's see. Now I'm going to remove her. We're done with her for today. The next feature is still going to be contour. I just want to do this one real quick. So I saved this image from Google for some wine glasses, bride and groom. I did a live when I made them. I just etched them. But let's say you're just making some for groomsmen. So you have your image here. You go over here to contour, and you just click on the dress, because we don't want the dress. Let's hide everything. Click on these two, hide that. There you go. And now you only have the tuxedo part. So the contouring is a really good, easy fix for stuff. I don't know. I think I got an image on here that I wanted to show y'all. Like, I don't know if y'all get this, but whenever some images that I download and I try to clean up, they got all these little ugly specks on them that it would just take 2 years to clean up. I use contour for that too. Like her, I think she has a lot of them, but I don't even want to bother because she was hard. Okay, welcome looks like it has some little excess pieces. Oh, it took both of them. Okay. I haven't worked with her really. When I cleaned it up, it took me a while, so. And then she saved as a print and cut. So let's say I change it to no fill. Let's see. Well, she look at that. I swear I have a ton of them that have all these little extra pieces, but now that I'm trying to record, it's not going to let me do it. But you basically use the contour feature over here at the bottom for layering vinyl or hiding stuff that you don't need to cut. All right, so now let's do a slice. Okay, here's a Prince collage. And when I do slicing, I like to have the image as big as possible. And my text impact is a good one. I'm just going to put 1999 because that's a popular song that he sang. If you don't have access to Cricut Access, I am going to go ahead and say yes, it is worth it because you get access to all these free images. You get access to tons of fonts, and it's been really good for me since I started. I hadn't had it a full month yet. I think there's like a 7-day trial, but I just unlocked that so that I can make these letters and these numbers as big as I want them. Now, when you do slice, it only allows you to slice two image, so 2 layers. So this is a layer and this is a layer. You go to select all. Okay, and now slice is lit up down here. So if you just had this, it goes away. But when I select them all, you have the option to slice. And you go ahead and hit the slice button. And it processes. So I'm going to hide, and this is what we're left with. So that's really cool. That look good on a shirt or pretty much anything. I did slicing for the show Power. A lady wanted a tray and she wanted Ghost. So I did different pictures of Ghost, sliced it, and it came out really cool. It was a rush order, so I didn't really get any pictures. Uh-oh. Bring it back, bring it back. All right, and then the next one down here that we're going to look at is welding. Welding is good if you are doing a cursive font, or if you just got a SVG that's going to be one color, and you want it to cut right. It's similar to attach, but welding just kind of solidifies it. It makes it one smooth cut on your vinyl. Welding does not work on print and cut. It only works on vinyl. So, you have these weird scripts, and I thought that the script fonts only did that, like the ones that we used from like the font.com and stuff like that, but it actually does also work. The script font message, I'm sorry, I just got a message that was funny and I was trying to ignore it, but it popped up on my screen. Okay, no, that's a writing. So this is Cricut Access. The ones that have the little A, obviously, are the ones that you're free to use. But even with these, you still have to ungroup them, scoot them together. I use this feature, the letter spacing, sometimes, but it doesn't necessarily. It makes them look like you squeezed them together. So I'm just going to type my name. That's a really pretty font. I'm going to have to remember that one. Aphrodite Pro. And you see that A is way 15 miles away over here. The L is like that because of this extra little flourish. And I love that B. So you can go up here to letter space, hit the down arrow, and see it takes some of the space out, but not enough. So you can, I make it big so that I can really see it. This isn't really like a connecting script, but the letters still need to be closer. So I'm going to take that A, and to make sure that it is still aligned at the bottom, I'm just going to use my arrow key here on my laptop and just hit over till it gets to where I want it. See? And I'm going to do that to this L. I'm going to put this on my tumbler. And I think that's good. Or you can just grab it and move it with your with the mouse, click on it and slide it over. But sometimes you get the letters kind of jagged. If that does happen, you'll just select these letters and hit, let's do like this, and then you just hit align bottom, and that makes sure that all of those are in a row. You can hit the control button and select the A2 because all of those should be all aligned at the bottom. So that's a cool feature too. And now that's done. Hold up, wait a minute. Select all, and now that we have everything positioned to where we want it, for the most part, you go down here to the bottom and you just hit weld. So now up here, it just has that one, so this will cut all together, even though I didn't group it. That's what the weld does. Now, if you're using one of the, I'm sorry, I let my little thing go, so it's kind of crooked. So if you're looking at the, I'm gonna turn off the notifications for this group message because they are fooling. If you're using a fancy script font, and you know how I just moved it all over to ensure that the little pieces like this that go up and behind the word are connected, you would hit weld. Otherwise, when it cuts, you'll have those little extra pieces. You can hit attach so that it all prints, but you want to weld it to ensure that all of those fancy scripty looking letters are connected. Let me see what this one looks like. So yeah, that one is kind of scripty, but the letters are so far apart. So letter spacing, and I used to do it until they touch, but like it just compresses the whole word. This one is not too bad because it's just 3 letters. But now you see how those are all together. You can hit weld, and when it cuts, it won't. If you just hit attach, when it cuts, there'll be these little pieces, extra pieces, which you don't have to weed out, but they'll still be there, and that bothers me. So I always use weld. The only time I use attach is if I have something like this picture here, where I'm going to want all of this to cut. Anything that's going to be black, I want it cut the way it is so that it'll be spaced in. I'll just have to weed it out, and I can just do one press for it. Let's see what else is down here. Flatten. Okay, so flatten is if you go up here to the fill option, which you can change this from a cut image, which would be an SVG, to a print image, which it would be, I guess, a PNG type thing. You can do that, and because it's just one smooth word, it's not really saying flatten. So let's say I put a square behind this, send it to the back, flatten. Now it all cut like that. So y'all let me know if y'all want to see other videos.